It's time for the Gettin Outdoors podcast, Town Country United Bank Lake Millers Ferry Weekend Hunting and Fishing Report. A weekly update on water conditions, ramp events, generating schedules, horse biting, and seasonal hunting information with my outdoor media analysts Joe Allen Dunn and Kevin Sims. This weekly hunting and fishing report is brought to you by the good folks at Town Country United Bank in Camden, Alabama, serving their customers for over 40 years. Town Country United Bank's highest priority is satisfied customers. Now, here's your weekend Lake Millers Ferry hunting and fishing report.
Another one on the B&B Silver Shade. Team Bigfoot in the house.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report for the Gettin Outdoors podcast, episode number 191 for the weekend of November the 4th through November the 6th, first weekend of November 2022. Joe Allen Dunn is yodeling up on the mountain. Him and Donna went up there on vacation, and got Shane Jones sitting in for him. How you doing, Shane?
I'm doing good, buddy. Doing good this evening.
Got old Kevin back here today. 2 weekends in a row. 2 weeks in a row. I'm glad to have. We got some fishing to talk about too, but I want to thank first Sarah Parvin for being on the podcast today, buddy. She brought it, talking about raising those world record bluegill. She is the bluegill slab queen, because we got a crappie slab queen. Shane, me and you got to hook up with and do a podcast.
Yeah, we'll have to get a hold of Heather.
Yeah, Heather Lee. And but that slab movement that Sarah's doing to raise the world record bluegill is just amazing, and I really enjoyed talking to her. Let's go over some events this weekend right quick. We are recording this on Wednesday, and of course tomorrow night the Alabama Wildlife Federation Southwest Alabama chapter of the Wild Game Cook-Off will be in Grove Hill, Alabama. And I talked to David Skipper a while ago. They got the tents up. They're looking for 1,000 people to be there tomorrow night. I think he told me they got 18 cook teams, and that's going to be a big event. They'll be raffling off a full pig brig trap system, $2,500, $20 a ticket. You got to buy your tickets at the event, and you got to be there to win it. So that's tomorrow night, Thursday, November the 3rd, Grove Hill, Alabama, at the old Grove Hill Academy football field. Starts at 6 o'clock. You buy your tickets, pre-buy your tickets at G&D Outdoors for $40. Buy them at the gate. It's going to cost you $50 tomorrow night. Also this weekend, the Monroe County Bass Anglers Open Youth Bass Tournament. They have it every year down at Isaac Creek, $30 entry fee, stay safe, light to 1 o'clock. Rod Sims is who to contact, 334-357-3702. That's a great youth bass tournament for all you kids, guys that have kids. Get up with Rod and he'll tell you how all that works. Also this weekend in Demopolis, Alabama, John McAlpin's bringing the Extreme Bass Challenge Demopolis Open. That will be at the Demopolis City Landing. You can get your boat number by calling John McAlpin, 334-654-4278. And the 40th annual Terry Jones Slayton Forestry Festival will be in Jackson, Alabama this Saturday with an antique car show, arts, craft, all the food. It's going to be a big event, but I will be emceeing the lumberjack competition, and we have steel, lumberjack, timber sports, lumberjacks coming from all over the nation, and we also got some coming from Europe. It's going to be a big event. We'll get kicked off at 10:30 Saturday morning, and we will have a ball this Saturday in Jackson, Alabama. And then then Saturday also at the Jackson 40th Annual Fall Festival, the Pine City Classic 8th Annual Turkey Calling Contest. That will be at the Jackson City Hall. Registration at 8 o'clock a.m. Kenny Weiss is who you need to get up with, 251-605-6077. And then at Bridgeport City Landing this weekend, they have the Gilbertown Bass Club Open. $100 includes the big fish. Charles Owens is who you need to contact, 251-331-0317. And I believe that's all I got for this weekend. I wanted to go over that where everybody would get a chance to hear it tonight before the podcast comes out in the morning. All right, let's see what else we got now. Call the Millers Ferry Power.
Joe Allen's on here from Tennessee.
Joe Allen's up there howling at the moon up there. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I asked him why he didn't take his remote deal that I gave him, and I don't know.
He's romancing up there, Big Daddy. He can't.
Oh, is he honeymooning, Shane?
Yes, sir. I think so.
Let me tell him a little something to save him. But one of the guys at the boat ramp there, this guy had bad luck. He said his boat was damaged by a storm and like total loss. The shed, the shop, and he had like antique cars, all that. Fire burned it all up. His brother had his other boat in Tennessee, and he left a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in it, and the bear totaled it out trying to get the sandwich out of the console.
But I told him,
I said, that man right there, he needs just really go down there to the Catholic Church and get on his knees.
I told him, he said he saw a bear this morning. I said, don't you know, Joe Allen way too slow to be fooling with no bear.
He might have stop and roll.
Y'all done outrun Joe Allen.
All right, let's see here.
I
called the Millers Ferry Powerhouse, and this is the schedule for November the 3rd tomorrow from midnight to 5 a.m., no units. From 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., 1 unit. From 9 a.m. to 4, no units. From 4 to 8, 3 units. From 8 to midnight, no units. At Jones Bluff, from midnight to 5 a.m., no units. From 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., 2 units. From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., no units. From 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., 1 unit. From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., 4 units. And from 9 p.m. to midnight, no units. Remember, we set the clocks back an hour, so that's going to put them pulling water in the daytime, at nighttime, you know. So it's crazy right now.
Well, why? Why would you pull at night? The electricity is needed during the day.
I don't know.
I ain't figured that out either, but hey, that's
somebody has. I've been trying to figure out.
I think it's almost intentional. I don't know.
I see Jeffrey Reeves is on here. He came in second at the Selma Area Food Bank.
He did. He had a good day.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. The temperature is in the river, and I just got this from Mark Bolden. He's out there right now. He said the river temperature was 70 degrees, so we're going to say it's going to run between 68 and 72, and in the sloughs from 66 to 70 degrees. So it's cooling off. The water is cooling off. And I tell you guys, I can't talk enough about safety. We don't want to have any boating accidents, any hunting accidents. Everybody's getting fired up about hunting season. Youth season comes in next weekend. Youth season in Alabama is one of the best things they ever did. They let those kids hunt the week before the gun season comes in. It will be Friday, November the 10th through Monday, November the, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. Is that right? It's 11/10. I think that's right. It's 4 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week. That will be the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th.
Yeah.
And only kids can go, and those kids look forward to it. It's their time, man. It's their time to show out. So be careful. Remember to practice safety, especially if you are climbing up in them trees, because we don't want to have any. We had less accidents last year and no fatalities, and we want to do that again.
That's right. Duplicate that.
Do that again this year. They had the ribbon cutting last Thursday. The governor and Commissioner Blankenship and all the wheels with Alabama Power Company, BASS were there. It is officially open now. They just put a brand new pavilion. Have you seen it since they got through with it, Shane?
I tried to glance over the other day, but I was worried about getting that new boat in the water. I didn't know I'll be honest with you, but I did see them. I guess they laid some sod. They done a ton of work down there. It's pretty down there, right?
Yeah, they spent some money down there.
It's a nice launch.
It's a nice facility, and we mighty proud.
I did launch there though.
I've seen all the pictures and stuff, and I just hope it holds up in that curve. Right
I do too. That's the only thing.
They put a lot of riprap, and they got the pier. I mean, there's some thought went into it. I don't think they just threw some money at it. I mean, I think it may handle it. So
yeah. Well, we'll see.
The jetties know that over the years, jetties have healed in different places, but that there's jetties that's washed away too. So I hope the rocks will hold that where they put.
They got some big rocks out there, so hopefully
on the upper side. Yeah,
we'll see. That's a lot of water coming.
That river gets violent. People don't understand that thing can get 10 or 12 foot high so fast.
Oh yeah. I put in there a long time ago, like from off 43, backed in right there on my boat, down the hill right there, and launched right there, and went and parked at that gas station.
Oh yeah, I've been there, done that too.
I remember this is how the Iron Man tournament trail got its name when we were doing McNight tournaments there. And them boys went out. We come back and tornado done blowed the shed down.
Yeah, I was lucky. We was in Foscue. We was in Coast Guard flew down there. I was up on that bridge holding on to a pile when all that was going on down there.
Man, that was, and y'all never let up.
I fished all day, but I come back by the land. I looked, I seen all them trucks tore up and them trailers up in the back of trucks and stuff. Oh.
I'm glad I missed that.
Mine wasn't. Mine was over to the side, but it was a real narrow swipe where it come through there and got the pavilion and like right in front of the boat ramp, all them vehicles. And it was the guy, there's another tournament, 2 tournaments there had a closed-in trailer. There was a boat trailer in it. It just like tore it all to pieces. It was terrible.
And that's what I named it, the Iron Man tournament.
That's what I told him. And in the next tournament, Big Daddy, he jinxes it. That gum snow.
Oh goodness.
All right, y'all. Let's get into this week's Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report for the weekend of November the 4th through November the 6th, 2022. We'll start off with catfishing. I had breakfast the other morning with the old cat catcher himself, old Stacy Gaston. He is so busy right now. Those smackdown rod holders, Kevin, they all over he's shipping them all over the world. And I mean, everybody's using them. And he says when he goes to those tournaments and those guys bring in those 100-pound catfish, and he always looking at the boat, and every one of them got one of them smackdown catfish holders.
Sure do.
He said that makes him smile.
Oh yeah.
But he is going to fish some. He's going to fish. He told me he's going to fish 4 of those Cabela catfish tournaments next year. Him and Joey Kirby.
Good.
So they're going to get into the big time catfishing. We also had a 70-pound. You see that 70-pound flathead? The state record is 80 pounds caught in Selma. 70-pound flathead was caught in Gunnersville by a 10-year-old kid named Nick Paulus. Parkus is his name. And he was proud, and they turned it loose. So I don't know much about catfishing. I catfish man Joe. Well, you and the catfish, you the reigning.
Joel ain't never won nothing, so I don't know.
Right. You the reigning catfish. What we're gonna do this weekend? Catfishing.
Oh, the water's moving. You know, the temperature is getting close. I mean, that some of your backwater is a little cooler than the river now. That I know that where you got a little bit of fresh water coming in, all this fresh rain. That rain was cold Saturday,
but it didn't muddy the water up, did it, Shane?
Where I was at, it gave it a little bit of color, which was welcome. But the temperature, what I noticed that the sloughs were 6-7 degrees cooler where we was at than the river was. But now that still we had a good bit of rainwater running in there because a little branch in there. But I know that when you start getting that close to that 62, 64 to 50, them catfish are gonna start looking for them a hole to get in and start getting ready to spawn. You know,
that's right. They wasn't pulling water when I was down there Sunday, so you can't really tell how much color. When they start pulling that water here, it'll drag that color with it out of those creeks. So
yeah. And it was just enough wind Sunday. It did kind of I seen when I went in when I was I rode by Pine Barren. I seen it was a little bit of mud. I figured that was backwash and the wind and a little bit.
Oh yeah, probably from the points and stuff, right?
Yeah, right. It was a little bit different color than the river right there, but it wasn't. It was not unfishable by no means. You know?
What about bait? How hard is bait to get now?
Well, I saw shad the last 2 weekends, but it was like in really specific place, right around points and right in pockets. It was not like just scattered out everywhere like you're supposed to be this time of year.
Sunday evening when I left, me and Billy, you could walk across the water on top of them in the mouth of some of those creeks.
Really?
And there was shad everywhere. I'd seen tons of bait Sunday. I mean, tons. So somebody want to stock up on some bait, they could do it right now.
Tight lining, dragging if the water ain't moving, or drifting if the water's moving, and then putting jugs out. What about the river, the deep, the long line jugs still in play?
Well, you can always catch fish in the river. You got 3 kinds of fish. You got fish that don't never leave the river. You got fish that never leave the shallows, and you got fish that move back and forth. And that's every species, in my opinion. Bass, crappie, catfish, drum, whatever.
But you ain't no scientist now.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Well, we're not scientists. That's right. They let us know that. They told us that. That's right. I don't think they are either, but that's just my opinion.
But anyhow, so catfishing is good. I'm telling you.
The temperature with the temperatures coming down, all fishing is going to get into where it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, let's go to the crappie fishing. Let me tell you, I don't know these people right here. This is Pam and Ronnie Knowles, and they sent me these pictures the other day. They're camping down at Millers Ferry campground, and they thanked me for telling them how to catch those riverbank crappie on this show right here. So I really do. Yeah. I love to get messages like that. And look at that.
Look at nice fish.
Shane, look at them white fish and black fish.
I seen it when I seen that big whitefish. I said, whoa. I did see it. I said, man, that's a big fish catch on that main river for sure.
It really was, man. And you say they did it today too?
Yeah, I seen them post earlier before the show kicked off. They're down there. They found a pattern on that main river. I'm sure. Some big stumps or big something in a creek mouth, and they've got enough fish, and it may reload. Who knows? But
Scott, he's in Illinois.
Yeah, he's up there for 35 days. That sorry rascal. He's up there hunting.
Deer hunting.
Woo! Oh, and Jason Domain's on here. How you doing, Jason?
Yeah, he sent me a picture of some big redfish and flounder he caught. He's trying to get me to come down there. Once he gets them all stirred up, we're going to go down there trout fishing.
Michael Buckhan, I want to know, when you say stockpile, are you freezing the shad? Yeah, that's what we do. We catch them and freeze them, Michael. But you got to be careful how you freeze them, ain't you?
Yeah. The frozen shad, they're good to use up until you start water temperatures start getting in the 70s, and then they don't last very long. When the water's in the 50s or even the 40s or the low 60s, when you put it on the hook, you'll go, you semi-froze it. Just as soon as you can get them apart, put them on the hook, and they'll last a little longer in the water. But when that water gets in the 70s or you get over in summertime, you got 15, 20 minutes, and that thing just dissolve off the hook. They don't do good. The froze. You need fresh shad when it's like that. But skipjacks is caviar. Which
Yeah, skipjack.
That's right. And then it shouldn't be long. It's time to start gathering them again.
All right, let's go back to crappie. Mark Boland's out there as we speak, catching the heck out of them. Randall Sims had a good day the other day. He was
Todd Bishop had a good day.
Yeah. But my old buddy Shane Jones, I believe he was more interested in that new crappie eagle he's got.
He probably rub it on the boat more than he rub it on the rock.
I wasn't busy. I was kind of. Usually I'm fishing and not worried about what my boat's hitting or doing or whatever. But I hadn't put any scratches on this one yet. But
you as well drag it down a pine tree in the yard, something so you can go on.
Oh yeah, I drug it across plenty of stuff Sunday. So.
Yeah.
Tell everybody about your new boat, Shane. I'm
blessed. I ordered me a War Eagle and Smith Motor Company in Hattiesburg. It just so happened to work out that I got it pretty quick. It was kind of crazy. He told me January, and then all of a sudden it was 3 weeks because they found a boat that nobody had a name on, and I was like, I thought he was kidding with me, but anyway, it was time for me to get in gear, get ready for that new boat. But it's a 2170 War Eagle. It's a 21 foot. It's a big old boat. I've got to get used to pulling that thing. It takes up the whole darn roads.
Well,
Leon's on here too. He said, no, Leon, then him and Trey won.
We're gonna go over that in a minute, but talking about that boat now, Shane, I do want to mention, and I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna give your barbecue joint every time you come on this show on Wednesday night.
Oh yeah.
You're going to be sponsored by what barbecue company?
It's Bob Sykes Barbecue. I probably could have bought 3 boats as many barbecues as I've ate up there. But
Bob Sykes Barbecue, and it's in Bessemer, Alabama. And I want everybody to go up there and eat and say Shane Jones.
Shane Jones Sense.
He's going to be your
It's going to be on the side of that boat here pretty soon, hopefully by the next week, I hope. So.
Yeah. So y'all remember that name. Now, where exactly is it, Shane?
It's off 19th Street right there in Bessemer. It's at the Bessemer exit off 5920 right there.
And he's been there for a long time. He got a heck of a Facebook presence. I'll put his link up on Facebook. He's got about 40,000 people following.
He's a good fella. He's fired up about it. We were talking about this 2 months ago, and he was like, he sells sauce all over the country. So he was like, man, I'm waiting on you. So he's fired up about it. So hopefully we're going to pull that off. I've never seen a barbecue joint on a boat where you fix to see it. So.
That's perfect.
Well, that's what I said. And every time you come on here with us on Wednesday night, we'll say he's your primary sponsor.
Oh yeah, he is. He's and like I said, he's always taking care of me. My brother puts on golf tournaments, and he's always sponsored little baseball teams. He's just a good fella.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing business with good people like that and just keeping a big circle. So,
all right, Shane, tell them what to do. They're coming to Millers Ferry this weekend.
Well, I'll tell you, you don't do what I done Sunday. I'll tell you that. But anyway, I would like Pam and Noel them doing. Pam and I forget that fella's first name. Ronnie. They're on the main river, probably looking at the mouth of these creeks and finding some fish in that clear water. They're going to be a little deeper. I'm going to say 12, 13, 14 in the teens. And they're finding a big stump that them fish may be behind when that current's pulling. Hopefully they're pulling current, and it may put those fish a little better and easier to catch. But I would concentrate on that main river because your percentage of catching more fish right now is on that main river unless the sun's bright. So
bigger fish too. Now
I've seen that. That's right.
They're on those brush piles and treetops in the sloughs, but that's them little what you call them little dinks.
Them dinks, yeah, I had a bunch of them dinks bite on me Sunday, so I didn't see a lot of fish, but like me and Kevin discussed, they wasn't pulling water. There was high pressure. You could just tell. I didn't see but 2 little old deer on the way down there. Cows were laying down. I know that's old folks' tale, but you could just tell. An hour or 2 into it, I was like, man, this water's just dead. It's just from 9 or 10 o'clock up till 1, it was just
like a pond.
Yeah, it was just dead water.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like I said, you got to get out there on the main river and hunt you some fish. If you're not seeing any, move around, look for spots. It's never really a wasted trip. If I'd had my big hummingbird mounted on my boat, which I hadn't yet, I'd have went around and tried to find me something because I don't want to race a trip down there. I want to go scouting. So
now you say find some fish. How do you use that hummingbird to find those fish, Shane? I'm
gonna get there within 60, 70 feet of the bank, and I'm gonna use that side scan, and I'm just gonna go 3 or 4 or 5 mile an hour. That shows up good to 3 to 5 mile an hour as far as your side scan, and I'm gonna look for a stump or end of a treetop or a ledge or anything. I mean, who knows? It could be an old sunken boat. Anything could be there. So, but if I see something, I mark it. I personally have live scope, so I can really go investigate a little further. But if you don't, you can always throw out a buoy or mark the tree or, hey, those fish are 18 foot deep, 15, and count that jig down there to them and bump that stump. You catch a fish, you got to repeat it. Right. And that's what we always done before live scope.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it without live scope.
That's exactly right.
Tommy's on here wanting to know how Jimmy likes his new boat. Tommy, his daddy said he's going to get fired from the timber company because he ain't the fishing. He's trying to figure out that live scope. He said he's going to have to get the boat with Shane, get Shane to give him a lesson or two.
He bought a nice boat. Tommy's daddy, that boat.
That is a nice boat, son. I guarantee
he bought a nice one. But I like to see those people too. Like I said, it's Mark Bowling. He sent me stuff all day while I was working. I was like, man, that's sorry, dog. I mean, we keep up with each other. Crappie fishermen actually help each other.
They do.
I'm not going to say they're actually going to tell you every creek and every crappie top or other, but they're just going to give you a general description of where they're catching fish. And I like that. If somebody sent me 60 fish, I'm not mad at them. I'm just jealous of them. They caught, I like to see them get caught.
Yeah. Let's see what Joe Allen, what he said. He said he went to the large cast iron outlet store and they had to use a fork to load his truck.
He's getting ready for that cooking channel, son. He's fired up. So.
Every time Mr. Carolyn Drinking put them on the front page of the Clark County paper last week, and their old head swole up so big you can't even talk to him.
Hey, he can do some cooking now. Ain't no doubt about that.
He might be
a little not as interested in fishing, but he can cook some groceries now. Whew.
All right, minnows a jig, Shane. Minnows a jig.
I'll be honest with you. I usually would never say this, but I would put some minnows in my boat just to drag through some of those fish, especially if they're inactive. They're not. You can see them on live scope come up, nose your bait, and go back. You may catch a few more or less, or who knows. But Eric's always told me, hey, man, always keep minnows in your boat. And I never did, but hey, since I've been coming to Millers Ferry, I'm keeping some minnows, a few minnows in my boat.
Yeah. And you got a darn good minnow bucket too, boy.
Yeah, I do. I bought that thing. It's an Engle. It's a 30 quart. I think it's a pretty big one. That thing.
Yeah, I just got a 13 quart one. I can't pick up.
I bought the bigger one just give them more room. And
I can't pick it up when it's full of water. It's too damn heavy for me.
It is heavy, but I'm keeping minnows in my boat. Like I said, I never would say that, but if I could catch a few more fish with those minnows, heck, that's what I'm about. So.
Well, too, sometimes you got clients and it's tough, and it makes it a little easier for them.
Well, me and Bart Bowling talked about this today. Since that water's been so clear, I actually got some clear fluorocarbon line on some of these rods, and he said he got a few more bites. I don't know if that makes a big difference, but when that water gets that clear, you got to think a little different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, bass fishing. We had the Selma Area Food Bank Tournament Thursday out of Bridgeport, City Landing. Trey and Leon won it with 13.62, and Jeff Reeves and Scotty Williams were second with 13.39. I don't know what the big fish was, about 5 pounds. I don't know who got it, but I got to ask you, Kevin. I talked to you Friday afternoon. You and Don, y'all worked y'all's rump off Friday. Y'all had a game plan that was just put together like y'all was going to just.
I could not even sleep that night. It was going to be overcast. I was wide awake looking at the clock, and it went off at 3:00. Head to Camden, and it was every condition was right except for it was a cold front with high pressure coming.
It was a weird day, Kevin.
It rained that morning.
Yeah. But like I said, the overcast and everything looked like if it had been a low pressure, not a cold front, it would have been on like a chicken bone.
I thought we were going to catch them. I think 17 pounds won up here at the Warrior River at that Halloween tournament, and they caught a 6-pound spot, a 603.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still catching some good fish up here.
Yeah. It was a disappointing day. I knew when the first 30 minutes I pulled up on the best hole and we went 35 minutes, we didn't get a bite. And then I turned around, went back through there, and I caught 2, and they were, 14-ounce 16 ounce. They were just
Right.
barely 12 inches long. I knew that it wasn't going to be a good day. And I said, well, maybe it'll get better. And we ended up catching 16 fish. And then we had the biggest one was like 275. We just couldn't, our average was way down from where it was the weekend before.
All right. We got the Gilbertown Bass Open at Millers Ferry, Bridgeport City Landing this Saturday. The Demopolis Open on the Tom Bigby River up there at the Demopolis City Landing. And then the Open Youth Bass Club put on by the Monroe County Bass Anglers at Isaac Creek. That's 3 entirely different water conditions. Let's start with Millers Ferry, Kevin. The boys fishing that Gilbertown tournament, what they need to do to win that tournament.
Well, all our fish were oriented where the bait were congregating at. Last weekend, there was water moving. The conditions were different. And literally, we got all our big fish in probably 45 minutes. And it's like the fish had pushed the bait up into water that was like 20 inches deep. And they didn't have nowhere to go. And we was throwing up in there. And we caught all our big fish in 45 minutes. Well, that's going to play into it with the conditions and the current and finding bait. And I still say that the largemouth and the spots will be in play at Millers Ferry. Below the dam at Isaac Creek, it's going to be a spot deal. Spots are what's going to win it down there. And where was the other one at?
Demopolis. Shane knows what's that water like in Demopolis, Shane?
Oh, it was extremely low. I mean, it was low, and it shuts those bass down for those guys because there's not any water flowing out of those creeks. They fish a lot of those creek mouths, so. It just, there's not a lot of water moving. I seen the other day after that rain, it shot up a foot, and then they sucked it right back down the next day. It's
one of my buddies. He had fished last Tuesday or Monday, and he said he pulled up on the first creek mouth. So he caught 12, 15 fish in the first creek mouth, and it was just like that all the way to lunch until the sun got real high, and it kind of slowed down. But he really caught them. And then they had their little club tournament over there and said he had 3 little old fish. He said it really shut them down, And the ones he caught was out there in 10 foot of water,
Well, fishing, it's in that transition right now, but it's fishing to be right. It's fitting to be right.
Well, we always say, me and you talked about today, Thanksgiving's when it really
Thanksgiving,
starts.
Right. That's when
Thanksgiving, I'm like, hey, it's getting cool.
It's going to
Water's moving. We done had some rain,
That's right.
All right, let's go to small game squirrel. And this is the story of the week, was the squirrel and dumpling cooking video that Todd and Joe Allen did. And I don't know how many times it's been watched on my Facebook page, but they did a pretty darn good job. And I still ain't found out where all them squirrels came from. I know Hayden had some that he had a tailgate full, and Joe Allen and Scott Ackerman, they got 2 high price, 3, talking about Dixie and Sarah. And I don't think they have ever shot a squirrel for either one of them dogs, Kevin, that I know about.
I saw Joe Allen's dog trying to bite him the other day.
It hadn't been squirrel hunting.
Yeah, it's been really wanting to go, and he was trying to get in the back door, and it had him by the ankle.
And I went and pulled the cards on the log cam the other day, and of course I had 247 videos, and 200 of them were squirrels going across the log, and they still are full of wolves out here in the Grand Canyon.
They are.
Of course, that doesn't hurt the squirrels, but that's nasty to look at.
I'd rather wait till they're gone before I hunt.
So when we've had a frost, but not no real heavy frost, and not enough to get rid of
It's coming.
But small
Rusty said something about the wind. It was Saturday an southeast wind.
Yeah, it was. It was a bad wind. You're right.
This all them lies.
I mean, are they lies? I don't think they're lies. I ain't never seen Dixie and Peanut and Sarah in the squirrel woods. I heard of them.
We took them hunting one day. We took them when we had one of Buzzard's dogs and took them.
Well, that was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
We need to load them up in that big boat of mine and go to Demopolis. That's where all the squirrels are. Lord,
yeah.
Mercy.
Well, and squirrel season, rabbit season's in. Duck season, when does it come in? December? No, I think
Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving, doesn't it, Big Daddy?
And you saw I put the video up of Noonan Hall and he told the story of how he used to catch them ducks by taking all the Halloween pumpkins and putting them in a duck pond and then hauling one out, putting it over his head and going out.
I heard that story my whole life.
Catching them with his
snatch them under the water like and hold them.
Yeah, I got that video up that he did on the radio show. All right, here's a crappie report from Mark Bolden. Blue and white worked until the sun got high. Then white and chartreuse was all they would touch. And he was fishing with Fish Master Ryan Gunn jigs today. And he caught some.
I got some laying around right here. This is him. He sent me.
Yeah.
It was similar to that jig right there. I got several of them right here I've trimmed up.
Yeah. I got some too. But that's today on Lake Millers Ferry. So I tell you, Lake Millers Ferry used to be chartreuse and black. It's all blue.
It's coming back though. When that about January, February, that chartreuse and black's gonna be back in it. So
yeah. All right, dear. Remember this. Let's see. It will be November the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. 4 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Next weekend will be the youth hunt. That's always comes in the week before gun season comes in. Only youth 15 years and under can hunt. Of course, the adults can go with them, but you can't hunt. And this is for the kids and the kids only. And I tell you what, I am very excited about those kids. Those kids, they look forward to that every year.
Mm-hmm. When does muzzleloader season? It comes in right after that, doesn't it?
I'm not sure.
I think it's the next week, Big Daddy. I think it's the next week.
It might be. I don't know.
I know a lot of deer get shot that week. So
yeah, but anyhow, it's fixing to be deer season. Fixing to be wide open. And once again, y'all practice safety, safety, safety. Oh, here, look at him, John and Jessica on here, and want to know about the new phone tower. They ain't hooked it up yet. John, the power company was supposed to run the power to it today. And now I talked to those guys putting that tower up. It's 400 yards from my back door, and I have zero service right now. And they told me that the way that they do it now is that signal will go 360 degrees horizontal and 360 degrees vertical. Mm-hmm. So that he said that it would blow me away at my house, and it will be 3.5 miles 5G service, and then 5 miles up to 5 miles great 4G service, and then up to 10 miles. If you don't have any service, you'll have 1 or 2 bars. So they ain't got it cut on yet, but
I come got the pole saw the other day at your house. Mm-hmm. It was 3 of them up on that tower wiring it up.
They look like ants up there.
Yeah.
But now I'll tell you this, it's just like talking to a truck driver about making paper. I'm talking to the guys putting them towers up, so I don't know. That's just what they telling me.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'll reach Joe Allen's place right there, I guess.
Yeah, it should reach from Millers Ferry all the way to Roland Cooper State Park on that riverbank. And
that'll be good for the bass tournaments and everything. So,
it really, we were really excited about it. All right, Kevin, what about rodeo, man? I ain't heard much about rodeo.
Well, we've been off 2 weeks and been practicing. We go into Magnolia, Arkansas, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week.
How far is that, Kevin, from here?
6 hours. It's in the southwest corner. I'm gonna shoot over to Meridian, cut across to Jackson, and then go up the interstate right there, and then I'll have to go west just a little ways once I get there to get to Magnolia. So I can't remember the name of the school now, but it's in Magnolia, Arkansas.
So that's this weekend?
It starts Thursday night.
Oh, so you got to go tomorrow.
Well, I got to find out for sure, bro. Which night he'll ride 2 of the 3 nights, whether it's Friday and Saturday, Thursday and Saturday. If he don't ride but Friday and Saturday, I'll wait till Friday morning early and drive up and get me a room.
All right. Anything else y'all can think about? We need to talk about Shane and Kevin.
No, nothing I know of. Just like I said, get on that riverbank and go hunt you some fish.
When we gonna get to ride in that new crappie eagle? That's what I want.
I'll be
ready to go fishing in it. I don't want to ride in it.
I got a guide trip with a friend of mine, his dad, this weekend for his dad's birthday. So we're gonna be down there all
So
weekend.
you're gonna be here this weekend?
Yes, sir. I'll come down there Friday, and I'll have it. We'll be hopeful we get some fish and find some fish. But all I told him, I said I can't control them fish, but I can control that food. So we're gonna eat good. So.
Rusty says video.
Yeah, Brody, I will.
Rusty, he's your number one fan.
We talked to him Saturday. He was there with before daylight to weigh in. I mean, before blasting.
Yeah. Oh, Rusty, he's a faithful follower now. Tell you that. All right, guys. Anything else? I can't think.
Oh, I did my own cooking yesterday. I didn't try to post nothing. I don't want to try to up Joe Allen and them. But I made a damn pot of homemade spaghetti, and I had 2 pounds of hamburger meat. I had half a cup of sugar. I had a quarter cup of Worcestershire. I had all my bell peppers, portobellos, dang, big sweet onion. It turned out really, really well.
Well, you should.
That sounds good. I'm hungry now. Y'all better cut all that.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel. We got a good crowd on here. Thanks, everybody. Be careful this weekend if you're hunting or fishing.
That's what I started out with, and that's what it ended up with.
If you're hunting or fishing or camping or whatever you're doing, planting food plots or whatever, be careful. Practice safety, safety, safety. And Shane, thank you for sitting in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody for watching.
Yeah.
Y'all keep posting those pictures of those fish. I enjoy it.
Now on, every time Shane comes on, he's going to be sponsored by, what's the barbecue joint?
Bob Sykes Barbecue. Baby.
Bob Sykes Barbecue.
Bob Sykes Barbecue.
We need a logo. You need to give us a logo.
Give me a logo.
I will. I'll get it. I'll talk to Van. Like I said, I'll probably eat up there tomorrow. I missed today because I had to work actually through lunch. This brisket day today, and I missed it. So
yeah. You say you got some good brisket.
Oh man, I'll have to bring one down there.
Bring some sauce down there for us to try too.
Yeah,
I will. I will. I'll bring some. We can. A matter of fact, I'll pick some up tomorrow. Hopefully.
All right, brother. Well, thank you, Kevin. Thank you. And we'll see y'all next week. Joe Allen might be back next week, and I'm going to get him to yodel live on here next week. See y'all.
I tell you.
Pap taught me every critter's track and how to set a hair trigger on a trap. He taught me to shoot, scale, and skin and make a snare with a leather strap. He taught me to be a part of the woods and all his woodsy tricks. Said you gotta walk soft on 2 light feet and try not to break no stick. I thank Daddy for my savvy, how to hunt and how to carry anything that I might need to get a piece of skillet meat. How to walk and how to hide, how to crawl and how to slide, how to sneak, stalk, and climb.